most likely man to replace Jurgen Klopp at the moment, after Xabi Alonso ruled himself out of the running recently, of course, is Ruben Amorim. Now, obviously, the sporting manager we mentioned earlier on, you started your career, your early life as a footballer at Sporting,
Yeah.
so he's clearly a manager you've had an eye on and obviously will know a lot about and stuff like that. So, just on him, an impressive manager. You obviously, he's won the first league title in 19 years at Sporting, so he's doing something right.
Yeah, you like you said, he was a footballer at the beginning of his career. He played for Benfica, had a quite nice career, and as a manager, it was like just this kind of guys like Xavi in 1 year, he just boom, and he become like great manager, training Sporting, and I would say in 2 years he become like a top manager. He won the league in Portugal. And you can see it's work. I never worked with him. I don't know him personally, but I have friends that played in Sporting and in Braga before with him, and everyone talks very well about him, like the way he works, the way he prepares the team, and what kind of football he wants to play. He's very like he really believed in that, and it's working, of course. Sporting plays I don't know if you watch, but Sporting plays a very nice football to watch. And you remember probably last year when they play Europe League against Arsenal in the Emirates, they did a great job there. And yeah, Sporting plays very good games, and they play very nicely. You can see I heard he's a firm guy. Like he likes to be the bossy, and he has end on everything. So I think so for a big club like Liverpool, you need that kind of things because you have, of course, players have egos, and you have to control all these kind of things. So I believe he's young, yes, but I think he's been showing like a lot of good work in Sporting, and the what I know, the players I know, and my friends that played under him, everyone likes him and everyone respects him a lot. So I believe that he can become like a really good choice to Liverpool.
Yeah, it's interesting. Obviously, you mentioned there he is still young, and he definitely is. I think he's been in management now for around 4 or 5 years, but he's definitely one of the
Yeah.
rising stars in management, of course. And you mentioned obviously the way they play there, just tactically. Have you watched much of his side? Are they aggressive? Are they very attack minded? How do you sort of
Yes,
assess that?
yes. I can say he's defensively obsessed, like in a way, not defensively that he's always defending. No, they are attacking team, but always ready to defend and to be ready to like let's say like there's the different style of playing that Jurgen Klopp Liverpool, but in a way that when they lose the ball, they are very aggressive. They want to get the ball quicker. And the way they play usually is a 3-4-3 formation. It's the one he usually uses. And it's quite similar that Leverkusen is doing with Xabi Alonso as well. So, and they play very nicely. Like I said, he's very organized, and defensively, he really takes care of defense because it's one big part of the game, right? In more like in these days. So I reckon he can I think he can do a good job and be like bring something different than Klopp because nobody's gonna be the same. But I think he can be a very good option for Liverpool, and he's been showing that in Sporting when they play Europe League games or Champions League games, they can compete. In Sporting doesn't have even half of the money that Liverpool probably.
No, absolutely. Yeah, he definitely demonstrated he's got what it takes to sort of make that next step in management terms. I think
Yes.
that's no disrespect to Sporting whatsoever, or indeed the Primera Liga.
No.
And
No, no.
I wanted to ask you about the Primera Liga and sort of how it translates and how easy or difficult it could be to move from there to the Premier League in terms of style, in terms of the media scrutiny and all that sort of stuff. We know the Premier League, is the biggest league in the world. Everyone always says that. So
Yeah.
how difficult do you think that might be? Because we've seen it with players might struggle, some managers struggle. Ruben Amorim, does he feel like the type of character that will be able to cope with that?
Well, I think he has the character to cope with that. That's my first answer because what I heard about him, I think he has the character to cope it. But at the same time, it would be a big change because in yeah, Premier League, you're gonna compete with the best players, with the best managers, with the best stadiums, the best grasses. So every detail is gonna make the difference, and it's gonna be a different experience because yeah, in Portugal, we even if he has a nice stadium Sporting, sometimes you're going to play away, and it's very different. There are no big matches, big stadiums. Every time stadium is completely full. It's a different atmosphere. There's nothing like England, but at the same time, there's no more satisfying feeling than playing or being a manager in England. So I think he's gonna get used. Of course, it's different than go to a small club in England in the Premier League than the pressure he's gonna have in Liverpool because yeah, Liverpool right now when Klopp arrived was the years like some good, some bad, but more bad than good. And then he changed it. But now it's many, many years good in a row. So he's gonna have more this kind of pressure that okay, you have to keep it in high standards. So it's gonna be a big challenge for him for sure. But I think his character, I think he's gonna cope with that. To be honest.
Interesting, yeah, and that's really positive as well because he's not just coming into Liverpool, which, as you rightly say, is a big club and it's a big job and there's lots of expectations. There's some pressure.
Yeah,
I think we as Liverpool fans are quite patient and we will give him time to adapt if it is him, of
yeah,
course.
for sure.
But still, it's Liverpool and there's a lot riding on it. And not only that, but it's following Jurgen Klopp, which is very, very difficult to do, of course.
Yeah,
Just to finish then on Ruben Amorim before we move on to your career
yeah.
now, I guess really Liverpool fans we should be quite excited by it. We're gutted about Klopp leaving. The Xabi Alonso news was a thing, but Ruben Amorim,
Yeah.
you mentioned there, he feels like he's ready for this.
Yes. Yeah, I can see he's ready. He's been in Sporting for 3, 4 years. It's a big club, plays big competitions like Champions League, Europa League. So, and he played in Benfica as well as a player. So he's used to this kind of big clubs. Of course, not the same dimension as Liverpool, but at the same time, are big clubs that play competitions in very high standards. So I think he's ready. And what I see, I don't know most of the players right now in Liverpool squad, but you can see that the club, the organization the club has inside internally, you can see that I think he's going to have a lot of help from the workers, from the people who is inside of the club. And I reckon the group looks like a very unified group and united group with a lot like let's say help each other, partnership. So I think the group is gonna want to help because they are used to win as well.
Mm.
So they don't want to go to from winning to losing. So I think that's a very important part as well, the group who you're gonna have. And I can see that the Liverpool's group looks great group of guys that really work hard and want to win and want to put high standards every day in training and even in the games, winning. And I think that part is gonna be a very important part in his progress and in his adaptation in England.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and as you said a moment ago, like the foundations are definitely there for
Yeah.
Liverpool to carry on being successful. So yeah,
Yes, exactly.
whoever comes in as manager, Ruben Amorim, whoever it may be, everything's there in place, and that's a lot thanks to Jurgen Klopp as well, like the academy stuff and obviously the
Yeah.
playing group and all that. And as you say, the backroom staff are all there ready to carry on. So yeah, hopefully it all goes well.